Please no jump scares, please no jump scares, please no jump scares. Welcome back to our cursed computer in Desktop Explorer. Last time we completed what I think was basically the extended tutorial, and now we're being prompted to recover the password for Maximus, but we don't know what their favorite dinosaur is, so I presume we're just going back to Halibut's desktop and trying to dig deeper. Okay, we have a new Chronologue entry available, so yes, things have changed and there is potentially more things in our files as well. So let's go into the Chronologue. Oh, it's moving all by itself. We can write an entry. Okay. What was all that? My father's death? Some woman? My uncle's dementia? So we can pick what to write about. Let's see about the father's death, because I think the uncle was quite affected by it. My father's death. Did the game reference it? I mean, it clearly asked me if I knew who was burning up before the computer crashed. Yes, it did. Right? We were asked to enter our father's nickname. Who would want my uncle to play a game that made him remember such a thing? It feels pretty cruel. I never got to talk to my dad, but we had plenty of pictures of him in our house. It's pretty messed up, but I think his face is pretty similar to the one in the game. Most importantly, did Desktop Explorer crash the computer? Right after changing the background and filling it with alerts, yes, there were lots of cursed things happening. And this seems to be implying that the scary face we've seen during our little game may have been our father after the incident. I think I need to tread carefully from now on. If any of the computer files get deleted or corrupted because of this program, I could lose whatever I have left from my uncle. I hope he didn't see what I saw, the faces when the computer crashed. I don't think he would have been able to withstand that. I can't write on Chronologue whenever I want, only when I'm prompted to do so. Was Chronologue like this for my uncle too? Anyway, here it is. I wrote on my journal. Happy computer? Okay, so the computer is forcing us to write. It's like, you will catalog your thoughts right now when I tell you to. But right now, nothing new in our uncle's journal, so that's not what we're looking for. Now playing entrance, sounding a bit spooky. Yes, so the podium chamber is back to things need a password, and we have an introduction. The theme has changed. Now instead of doing a cave, we're in an Egyptian theme. You are alone. A tall stone gate stands before you. Undoubtedly, you find yourself now at the entrance of some sort of temple. Torchlight lights the path ahead. Your senses have guided you away from danger so far. However, from this point forward, you'll need more than your intuition to continue. The cave Fortuna is unrecognizable even in name. The door reads a new title for this place. Shy. Okay, that's straight up giving us a password again. But we're still gonna snoop in the source code. Okay, nothing here. We're gonna see if there's any hidden files. No, there aren't. Okay, everything appears fairly normal for now. And yes, we can try and enter the podium chamber with this password. Our actual background changed into something that kind of resembles an Egyptian hieroglyphics. Yes, so we have the podium chamber. There is actual multiple paths. Another journal entry. We didn't check out the web browser. I did look at it briefly, but then I was like, well, let's just get to what we're supposed to be doing, right? So let's see what's here. Storyteller Plus. Stories were told, then written, then filmed. Now we use Storyteller. Okay, so that's the software that we're being guided with to the different things. New STP, new tags, beta access more, click here. Yeah, but we have no internet. It's just teaching us about the fact that there's a history button and that there are links of different colors, right, that we can use to maybe see what people were visiting. Because yeah, red links, broken, we have no internet, can't go there. Tell the stories you want, however you want. 1995, Web Surfer's Seal of Approval, the Dweeb Nation Top 10 in Innovation, 100 Gold Award, PCW Magazine. Yes, all of this is broken links. And then join our mailing list. Okay, well, but then let's go snoop in the history. Due to your next session cache capabilities, you can restore previously visited website inside the web server, as long as you write exact web address or find a working hyperlink. So there are different websites that are recovered. Panoptical Journal, Quest Chart, and the storyteller and the fiddler. Okay, well, let's look from the bottom. What's the fiddler? Okay, this looks like some sort of search engine, and it has like drawing clubs, painting contests, arts communities, projects to keep me busy, help groups, baby carriers, home improvements, so like normal searches you may have. But then we get into how to stop nightmares quick. What is Desktop Explorer in my computer? Okay, so this clippy software that just appeared randomly, he was concerned, and how to uninstall. I assume our Desktop Explorer is still here. Is he? Is the Desktop Explorer still here? Because we have the folder, but this is like just a history of the puzzles. Like we can keep going back to where we've been. Oh, there he is. Okay, so he's just like, tips or talk to me. Don't you love computers? Beep boop. We love you too. Okay. Sure, you can stay there. I want to keep my eye on you. Okay, if I do hidden files on this, there's an example puzzle. And then here is the next puzzle. But it's locked, right? The other ones, they were unlocked already. Is there stuff here? Yeah, this is just let go. You found the password. Password 123. There is no story here. It goes on some puzzle. But why is this locked? Wow, NPG. I see someone is following their exploration. I congratulate you. Okay, so this is like a little jokey, hey, if you go back in the history and look up hidden files, you will find this extra thing. Okay, and then we're in a suspicious folder. Treasure. Okay, that's one of the pictures we saw at the start with the floating castle. Just an example. It looks empty. You sneaky sneaker, you. I told you there's nothing in here. Okay, this is making me suspicious that there is indeed something in here. Nothing to see here. I was not kidding. Okay, well, we already saw the hidden file and we know it's this picture, so it might be of some importance. Or it might just be like that. That's it. That's just what you get as the reward. Okay, well, we might be back here later. Maybe there will be some other hidden things, but yes, I think our uncle was worried about his cursed computer as well. Then we've got quest chart, compound route, home, CMAA. Okay, so this is from Layla's house to CMAA, 90 miles. It's like old school maps, right? Before you could have maps on your phone, but after we've just jumped over from only paper maps, there was the look up the maps on the internet and then print them and take that with you. I'm not quite sure what CMAA is. Maybe we will find out later. Okay, but we know the uncle went there from Layla's house. And previously he also wanted that route from his home to Layla's house. 128 miles. Okay. He was out for a trip. He lives like near Lake and First Street because, you know, obsessed with fishing. And then Layla's house is on Hook Street as well. Fishy. Very fishy. And then the Panopticon Journal. Only the truth. Find the truth. Please give me truth. Yeah, there's no internet. I can't have truth. Okay, so this is this is an article about some suspicious deaths that, well, on the surface of it look not suspicious, but people are like, well, there's a lot of them, and then they don't want the governor to do something about it. And then the other article, baby rescued in fire, 1 dead, 3 injured, arson charge dropped. Okay, this is clearly about our dad, because that picture matches the other pictures we've had. Which, yes, like the way he looks here, it does kind of align with the spooky face, like the hair falling on his face, just the face was spookier. But yes, this is about us and our family directly. This past Thursday, residents of small town Silver Valley in Pierce Country were shocked to find a house on fire in the middle of the night. Middle-aged man, Hal Walters, was arrested by the local sheriff's department and was taken into custody as part of misunderstanding and conflicted information between neighbors. Amidst the commotion, the soon-to-be-recognized as a local hero managed to save his 2-year-old niece Gwen Waters from the flames. Walter Waters, the baby's father, tragically died before rescue arrived. 3 young men were injured trying to contain the fire. According to authorities, interference from pedestrians made the rescue team effort to salvage the home practically impossible. We need to remember to stay calm and always leave the heroic acts to professionals, stated local firefighter George Q. Flowers. So is this implying that our uncle first got arrested because they thought he set the fire, but then actually turned out that he came in and saved us? We're Gwen. But yes, what was the conflicting information and misunderstanding about, right? Why would anyone even accuse him in the first place? Suspicious, suspicious. Yeah, but that's all that there is in the history. Why was he looking that up? We don't know when he was looking at that either, right? Like, you would presume that this is the most recent things if they're cached, but you don't know if this game, it could be some older stuff. It's definitely older articles from the 97 and we're in 2012 right now. Okay, well, let's go back to the podium chamber. First read this chronologue. Since I haven't found any files or computer settings to access the other users, my only guess right now is that Desktop Explorer has something to do with all this. I just unlocked a puzzle that made me install another program called Color Lens. However, I just read on the NextOS manual that Color Lens comes pre-installed with the computer already. Is Desktop Explorer hiding things from the computer? Maybe it will eventually let me access the other users' profiles. I don't know if I'm imagining things, but some of the in-game text kind of resembles what I've been writing in my journal. The puzzle even has an Egyptian mural. My doctor says it's common for people in my condition to overthink stuff. I must remain calm. Okay, so he was doing the same stuff we're doing right now, and then he died. So maybe not good for us. But yes, the color lens is what we got at the end last time when we were investigating the pictures. Anything on you, Pizarro? You got any hidden info? Guess we should use this more, right? Because who knows what might be hidden. Now I'm like, oh, what about the puzzle? There's nowhere there, right? They're like, nothing here. What if we look at the treasure with some lenses? There isn't anything under any of them. I was like, that would have been exciting, but no such thing. So, the podium chamber. There are 3 paths to exit this chamber, each protected by a stone guardian. An eye on the ceiling oversees this room. It's as if this engraved symbol wishes to witness your decision on how to proceed. Choose wisely. A dog-headed man overlooks path 1 with the name Anubis below his feet. His stone gaze is a reminder of your fear of the unknown. An ibis-headed man watches over path 2 with the name Thoth below his feet. His stone gaze is a reminder of your weakness to succumb to madness. A falcon-headed man guards path 3 with the name Ra below his feet. His stone gaze is a reminder of the frailty of the human body. In front of you lays a podium with a metal plate on top. A scarab is depicted on it, along with 3 uniquely shaped holes. Okay, well, that sounds like we're gonna find, yes, different things to put in the holes, so potentially we're gonna go in each door and experience each of the fears. Well. Isn't that a treat? Okay, well, we'll keep you down there. And yes, then we have the chamber with the doors, but nothing special about that. Well, we should be able to go in each of those doors anyway, so... Anubis. The Eye of Horus has recorded your path decision. Okay, this should be easy enough. We'll get this done in no time. What is it? Was it enough? My decision was recorded, and this is our fear of the unknown. Okay, so we have an Anubis scale. Then there is another locked folder. There is balance. By crossing this threshold, you immediately feel lighter. However, this sensation goes beyond your physical body. You walk on the line between spiritual harmony and eternal despair. You reach a room surrounded by religious imagery. At the center rests a scale with coins on its plates. The left plate holds a coin with an engraved heart. The right plate holds a coin with a feather symbol. The scales are currently tilted to the left. The scale has a familiar sigil engraved on it. It has the yellow moon, which means we can use the color lens, and yeah, we can see things. 90 kilobytes, 40 kilobytes. Okay, so we're choosing the file size. The file size of what, though? I assume we better not fail. Okay, and then the source code is just like basically hints, it seems, in case you've forgotten what to do. So the scales are tilted to the left because this is the 90 kilobyte file, and that's the coin with the engraved heart, and the other is a feather. This is like a reference to the Egyptian myths, right? Where there was something about how when you die, your heart gets measured and it has to be lighter than a feather for you to pass the test. And if your heart is heavier than the feather and you haven't lived a good life, then the crocodile god comes and eats you, destroys you forever. So whoever this was for, no good. Okay, so then from what here? Because we can do left plate and right plate. Can I just inspect the folders without making a decision? So we can look at the heart coin and we can... Oh, there was a flat file that I clicked because I thought it was just going to be the picture. And now we've got a feather coin. Yes, okay. So we have restore to original file state. It's like a compressed file. And we can extract it with the file flattener. And then we tip the scale, right? Because then the feather becomes under 20 kilobytes, and therefore the heart is now lighter. So in theory, that's good, right? That's good now. And this text has changed as well, because the scales are currently tilted to the right. But this is called balance, so potentially we may want to balance the size of the files, right? So the compressed feather is 40 kilobytes. And then compressed 120. But then probably we can compress the heart as well, right? So the heart is 90, compressed heart is 30. So they don't quite meet, but is there like other files we could throw in the plate to basically make it balance, right? Because we can't open the words from beyond because we don't have the password in any of this stuff right now. How big is this file? It's 465 kilobytes, so not big. What about the scale? That's apparently only 4 kilobytes. Very small. We wouldn't even like get a 10 throwing them, though we can duplicate files. But yes, we'll be dealing with silly values then if we're trying to balance it exactly. Can we use like some of the documents files we have? Family pictures. They're also quite small. Oh, this one's 789. There is a calculator next sum. We can see if it adds up. So if we use the don't forget lady with just... She's got the symbols on her. Ooh, it glows. It glows under the symbols. Her necklace. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. It doesn't lead anywhere, but it just interacts with this. Or it doesn't lead anywhere yet. Maybe later. But yes, don't forget, if we chuck it on to... Can we move the files? Because we can duplicate them. But it doesn't seem like we can move them to other folders. So maybe I'm thinking about it all wrong. Because I was expecting to use a computer to drag and drop and put in another folder, but that doesn't seem to be a thing we can do. Which means we need to only do something inside of those folders. Like, I guess we can duplicate the files, right? We can duplicate the file itself, and we can then extract and compress the copies, so that then it will make the weight. Okay, I was trying to reach way too far outside of the box. But that means all we need to do is have one compressed and one uncompressed heart, and that will equal uncompressed feather. Yes, there we go, it's balanced. Balance frees me from the jaws of a myth. Yes, that's the crocodile god that will eat you. And that's the password for Words from Beyond. Good job. I thought you would have cleared this one quicker though. Everything okay? I'm sorry, I got distracted thinking this was a different kind of puzzle. And I wanted to use the computer like I would use a computer. Also, why are you judging me, you silly notebook? A new journal. I must never forget this. I wanted to get little Guppy a stuffed animal at the zoo, so I let her choose whichever she wanted. I tried my hardest to convince her to pick this giant bass plushie, but I think she figured out I was trying to influence her. She's so clever, it was really cute. She ended up deciding on a small stuffed dinosaur. Wouldn't you know it, of all possible toys, she chose a Stegosaurus. It was cute, sure, but I couldn't help making the connection to Maxine. Must be a thing between tough girls. I hope someday they can get to know each other. Okay, well, that sounds like potentially that's the other user on the computer, and their favorite dinosaur is a Stegosaurus, which means that's gonna be the password. But now that we're here, I kind of want to finish this story, right? Before we go and open the new account. I do wonder if that don't forget me picture, is that us? Or is this Maxine, right? Hard to tell. Although it seems like we just graduated high school and this person is potentially older than that. And yes, why does she have the necklace with the glowing symbols? I presume we will find out at some point. Okay, well, let's see about all this. So we are following a voice. The clicking of the scales triggered an opening on the floor. A set of downward stairs is revealed. The walls reverberate with a spiritual approval of some kind. You can't quite understand its meaning. A slightly flooded floor welcomes your descent. The religious scriptures around the walls are now partially covered with vines, and a large sculpture of a crocodile's head rests on the nearest wall. This new room is dark, but you clearly see multiple unlit torches around you. There is something inside the crocodile's jaws, but opening by force proves futile. On a hunch, you speak loudly. Abracadabra! No luck. However, you know there is power in your words. Scanning the room again, you start to remember something that could work. We have to unlock the crocodile's jaws. We get the picture of the vines. I'm not seeing any of the little symbols. I assume we should be using the color lens when the symbols are around. Like, you know, the game gives us that clue so we don't have to be constantly going around and scan everything. Yeah. So even though this picture is yellow, there isn't anything here. But we have the left wall and there are things here. The elephants, that was the password last time. There's the spooky face. These carvings on the wall, haven't we seen similar things in previous puzzles? Yeah, we have. So we have elephants linked to like 00. Then something's hidden, but there is like AN something. Then the spooky face with 6 zeros. Then 8 zeros, the cave. And 4 zeros, the key. Okay, I think I just need to be looking at the password. So I haven't been writing them down, so I need to go and recover them, I guess. And then see what I can figure out. Because I think what we'll need to be doing here is going in the source code. Yes, and then replacing the abracadabra word with whatever we figure out. Yes, perhaps a different magic word might do the trick. Do not be afraid to modify files. Yeah. Okay, well, let me just go and recover all of the passwords from the initial puzzle associated with this. I'm at the I know you saw me part, and I just wanted to see whether here the color lens will reveal anything. Yes. Will we meet at the river's end? Do you miss me? Okay, then the eye. So a hidden message indeed, which means there are some other pictures where there were hidden messages that I didn't realize were there earlier on. The one with the torch, right, it has the fire symbol. Yes, it's like a hand on fire holding the torch alongside us. And then there is the one with the blue, yes, where it says no escape. No escape, no escape, no escape, no escape, no escape. Okay, well, it says what it says on the title. No escape. Okay, yes, definitely need to look out for the symbols and then find them secret messages. Okay, back to passwords. Okay, so I've got the previous passwords from the first set of puzzles. And now we need to figure out what does this mean, right? Because yes, it's the elephant's password from that was there to unlock puzzle 3. Then I think the second one that we can see, that's the Inanna password from puzzle 2 on the long scroll. Then the spooky guy, I assume is this one where we get the I know you saw me file. That's puzzle 7 Cassandra, and would be confirmed by the fact that it ends in an 8. Then this, I assume it's the stalagmites Rubicon. And then the key password was Protonus after the file had a wrong extension and we had to rename it. But then what do we do with this? We need a magic word, we know that, so putting a new word together makes sense. It's just what rules do we apply to it? Actually, upon rereading this text, it says that there are multiple unlit torches around you, and I wonder if that's the clue we're looking for here, right? Obviously there's something going on here, but if we go back to the previous passwords, the Inanna one from the long scroll. I'm pretty sure that was what we used to light up the torch we had with us in the cave. So maybe that's all we need. Maybe we're not combining the words in some weird ways. We just reuse the torch magic. Yeah, okay. There we go. So those files have changed now. The story has changed. The picture has now revealed Wilder, so it actually shows us the passwords that I was finding. And yes, the crocodile's mouth has been opened. There is some text now that, oh, okay, now I think we'll be referencing the pieces of the passwords instead. Inanna, it's just as at the beginning of your adventure. The moment this word leaves your lips, every torch bursts aflame. As the fire's radiance takes over every corner, the water on your feet and the vines on the walls disappear mysteriously. The jaws of the crocodile statue open up, revealing a yellow lockbox. As you lift it, clear words echo in your mind. Well done, clever child. Use this knowledge to open my lockbox. And yes, that's still the lockjaw, I assume. But now we have... Yes, now we have the braces for the password, and now we have key 8, elephant 1, K, and then okay. I think I see where this is going, right? If we're going key 8, that's the password here, then that's an S. Then elephant 1 or elephus 1, that's an E. Then just a K. Then an H, sec. Then an E, a T, A because it's third from Inanna, A again, then R. And I guess those are the stalagmites, right? Because those are all the things referenced here. I guess we could be looking at this rather than my notes, but I already made them, so now I'm gonna use them. I spent time on this. So, you? Tektaru? Sounds like some sort of Egyptian name. Okay, well, let's see if that's the password there, or am I not able to count? To be honest, I did not think you could do it. I guess all dogs can learn new lyrics. Okay, I mean, I think Pizarro still thinks it's talking to our uncle. So at least we know he can't see us. There is no webcam. Inside yellow box, you hold in your hand a small yellow treasure chest. You imagine the possibilities of what could be hidden here. Gold coins, forbidden amulets, a map out of here. Opening it reveals nothing but a small note. You can't do anything with it but interpret its meaning. Whatever it means, you're certain that obtaining this message is your reward for clearing this temple's path. Okay, we did it. But yes, it's not treasure once again. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Okay, well, something to do with our trash folder. Ah, and there is a topaz now in our trash. And the scale I threw in there. Yes, can't be opened while it's waste bin. Restore it, please. There we go. And that's the gem we need to take with us to the first chamber. There we go. It's all coming together. I'm gonna keep my passwords in case they come back again. Although I clearly didn't need to do that, right? It was like I only needed the torch magic word and then it revealed to me all of the other passwords. It's fine. I got to remind myself of everything. Okay, so now we just back out. Yes, all the way to the temple. Anubis has been scratched out now because we're all good. I assume it's gonna be something like we gotta put the pictures of the gems on top of the scarab. And that's how we're gonna place them, yeah. They even make a sound. But I assume, yeah, we're gonna do it when we have all of them, because until then, nothing happens. Okay, well, let's visit Thoth. To do that, we need the password, which I guess is just their name. Oh, this one is one of my favorites. Pay attention and don't mess it up. Okay. Hall of Mirrors. You go through a cloud of smoke to pass this threshold, engulfed by the scent of incense. Your senses are heavily clouded and you feel dizzy. Is your memory failing you? How long have you been here? Did you just arrive? Were you just about to leave? The room you find yourself in is as puzzling as your thoughts. Countless mirrors cover the walls of labyrinth in front of you. Walking through it without aid is impossible. Luckily, there are map pieces in one of your pockets. Were they always there? Did you always have pockets? Always magical pockets when you go on adventure. Clouded mirror is in your sight. It has a familiar sigil engraved on it. Okay, so we're gonna be doing some color checking, but first, we get another journal. Okay, so that's an earlier entry. I feel so conflicted. I miss her so much, but I think ultimately she just desired to be alone. Looking at the whole picture, I can't help but to assume the worst. I must latch on to whatever hope her mom still holds. My only lead right now is very loose, but it's the only thing I've come up with. Is this about the missing person? Max, yeah, the next account we're gonna break into. Max used to go on and on about the CMAA. Maybe she's fulfilling her dreams of studying art, or at least it's taking a course there. Okay, so it is some sort of educational institution. That's where the maps were leading to. So he was trying to go there and investigate. If she submitted a portfolio or an application, we could track her activity with the help of a private detective. At least we should be able to ask around. CMAA main page. I'll find the time to do so soon. I've been so busy lately taking care of the baby. Okay, so that happened at the time we were a child. Okay, and now we get a new page for our web server. Escadia Modern Arts Academy. Any wall, mountain, or obstacle can be overcome. That is, through art. Okay. Class of 95, click here. We don't have internet. Yes, most of those links are not gonna work. Or all of those links are not gonna work. I was like, can we look at source code here? But there isn't a source code in our web browser. So there is no hidden things on the websites. But yes. I guess we learn what CMMA stands for. Might be relevant, again, to that other account. If we're trying to, like, recover password, then obviously personal information is useful. But they only suspected that she went there, right? It's not guaranteed. But it is, what's Uncle's story, right? He was potentially dating someone called Maxine. Then she went missing, but he couldn't spend much time tracking her down because at the same time also his brother died and he now is taking care of his baby, which is us, we're the baby. But he still had this computer that he was searching through. Okay, well, let's figure out this Hall of Mirrors then. The map fragment, okay, it's just red and blue and then a bit more blue. Okay, we can put this together. I am having a bad memory right now because back in the day there used to be those games where, you know, you had to like take your cursor through a labyrinth without touching the edges, then it would like get smaller and smaller, so you really had to focus in, and then before you reach the end there would be like a jump scare that suddenly happened. So people used to prank you with those things, and just this visual here is immediately reminding me of that, and I'm like, no, please not. Please don't do it to me. I already have trust issues. And we have the mirror. Yes, it has the blue symbol. So now if we take out our color lens and filter on blue, which is already set to, yes, we can see we need to go. Oh no, we have to follow from green to red. I don't want to do it. I don't want a jump scare. Probably not the right game selection if I didn't want to get spooked by a computer. Okay, but I guess I just have to go and do it. Brave this little blue maze. Yep. We're walking through it. No jump scare, please. No jump scare, please. Okay. It was fine, but now we have more map fragments. So there still might be a jump scare. I assume the same idea here. Anything changed with the mirror? No, still the same instruction. But now... Okay, now this doesn't go together. Do we need all of the pieces? Can we get all of the pieces? Are they just hidden? No, they're not. Because yeah, they got closed. They're no longer here. Because yeah, from what I remember, yeah, we can't resize those windows. I mean, we can copy them, right? We can duplicate the files. Can we like... I was like, can we like stack them? But apparently I have too many windows open. Like, this is too many windows for this game. I've closed some files, so hopefully I can open the copies. Will it stack up to our exit if we duplicate this again? Yeah, I mean, it will form a path. It's just whether the game will agree to it. Please no jump scares, please no jump scares, please no jump scares. I cannot take this. I know your tricks, game. Just a little bit more. Yeah. What a jump scare. It did make me twitch my hand and touch the wall. Oh, Pizarro. Now I have to do it again. It just feels like Yeah, perfect nostalgia horror for people who were around for this nonsense back in the day. There was another one that was quite famous with like a car driving in a valley and it goes behind a bush and then jump scare happens. Okay, I did it. Oh, okay, and now this changed and we have some more symbols. So now we also have the moon symbol here. Get me my color lens. Okay, so things are partially glowing with the blue one. They do look, yeah, a bit like numbers, like 5, 2, 6, 7. But then we also should have a yellow filter. Yeah. Okay, that's not passwords. That's like a ghost sitting behind someone. They're behind you right now. Okay, well, I guess it's just the blue filter we need. So it's 5, 2, 6, 7. Let's close the spooky maze. And yes, there is an hourglass. Okay, well, that is the password. It's a bit weird because it wasn't in the password brackets. Wowie, wasn't that cool? I wish I could forget it to experience it again. Yeah, it's definitely my selected brand of games, right? You can only play it once because after you played it, you will have to forget it to experience it again. Okay, so now we're in the hourglass, an old time tracking device. How antique. Our modern clock is so much Wait, why did it turn red? Okay, so yes, our clock is red. I've previously seen the red 12 on it, but now we also have a red hour hand, and the year is also red. And we also have some sort of color lens things. Yes, there are 6 lines, a number 6. Okay, well, let's read as well. We have sandfalls. You approach the mirror to get a clearer image. Without thinking, you pass your fingers through its surface. The mirror bursts into pieces. Every single mirror that surrounded you shatters unexpectedly and brings sandfalls upon you. Looking around you in panic, you spot a dried-out corpse next to their old notes. There's something in the hand, a decorated hourglass. Interacting with it only adds to your confusion. Is your mind playing tricks on you? Time is running out. You do not wish to share their fate, drowning in the sand. Okay, hopefully we won't drown in the sand. And then we have archaeologist notes as well. Time seems to have an effect on this room. The hourglass clicks for every hour I've been stuck here. Translating my notes so far have revealed to me this spot. On a dark night, a blue moon rises, while a red eye leaves the sky, leaving a tune from up high. Plenty blood-stained feathers fall slowly to the ground, while sapphire scepters rise, as many as time decides. When you look closely, sand foretells the path. The sum of all, it's more important than the value of its parts. Think carefully and you'll realize time takes all but memories. Lastly, I see something written on a wall, a clue of some kind. It says, red face equals 48, but the red face appears when the hourglass marks 12 hours. What am I missing? I don't understand. The sun is rising, time is running out. Okay, so we have to like put things together in a specific way across those various things, like blue moon, red eye. Because we check this with the blue coral lens, and obviously we get the water symbols and we get a 6, which would kind of correspond. Like we have blue moon rises and a red eye leaves the sky. We have like the blue is on 6 and then the red is on 12 somehow. And then we have to make a sum as well. So the time still passes, and the time currently is just synced to my computer. Hopefully I don't have to change my system time. I mean, there are things here. Yeah, okay, yes, we can just change the time in the game without having to mess with anything outside. And that changes what happens here. I changed the hour to 4 and now blue is at 1. Oh, and the symbol behind changes. Okay, so maybe we have to find the correct symbol. The blue moon rises, and then red eye leaves the sky. Let's see what symbols there are, because there's a face. Something that could be a feather. Staff symbols, an eye. And yeah, the color also changes, because that's kind of a reddish color. Moon. Pyramids. Face. But yes, depending on the time, the picture is differently colored, and then it has a different number. So we want to find the right combination of color and picture and take those numbers. Okay, so let's just look for blue moon, right? The picture is gonna be blue on a moon. Okay, so this is a bluish picture with a moon, we get a 1. Then red eye is at 9 o'clock, but the number is 2. Then the bloodstained feathers, I would assume that means they have to be red, the feathers. Here they're feathers, but they're blue. Okay, and here we got a feather on red, that's 5. And that's at 7 o'clock. And then finally, sapphire scepters, so scepters on blue. And that gives us a 5 at 2 o'clock. But then we still have to resolve the fact that it says red phase 48, but the red phase appears when the hourglass marks 12 hours. So if we go to 12, yes, we get red phase, which is 4. And then how do we get from 4 to 48? Well, if it happens that when the hourglass is at 12, then it's just multiply, because 4 times 12 is 48. So in that case, we have the moon with value 1 happens at 4, it's 4. Eye value 2 happens at 9:18. Feather value 5 happens at 7:35. And scepters value 5 happens at 2 is 10. And altogether that's 67 if we do a sum like it tells us. So do we get to open with 67? There we go. Tough puzzles, hopefully these distractions help you forget other stuff. Okay, Pizarro, what do you know? But yes, I guess we've crossed the boundary where the passwords are no longer just things in brackets. And then we're in the blue lockbox. Inside it, you hold in your hands a small blue treasure chest. You imagine the possibilities of what could be hidden here. Ancient knowledge, buried truths, a map for the exit. Opening it reveals nothing but a lump of coal. To say it's a disappointment is an understatement. Whatever this is for, you are certain that obtaining this rock is your reward for clearing this temple's path. Well, I mean, we need them rocks, right, for the scarab. Okay, so we've got raw ore. Okay, but it might not be what we need for the scarab there, because like all of the shapes were quite clean then. Nothing hidden. Yes, we've completed the other door at the chamber. Yes, we need something like elongated or round. This is not gonna fit. Okay, so we're not done with that puzzle yet. We've got to do something more. What we've got? Anything in our source code? Yes. Use this rock. Perhaps many years in the future it would be worth something. Okay, we gotta age our gems. Okay, well, I don't know how many years, but I assume we can change the years as well. There we go. Okay. Just skipped 12 years. It's been so long, I guess patience does pay off. Enjoy your gem. Okay, I assume it doesn't matter what date it is on the computer. Okay, cannot permanently modify system date. Time settings error, disturbance in narrative, temporary not allowed. Okay, well, I guess you can preview it but not change it. Fine. But yes, now it has turned into a sapphire gem. We're gonna need that too. Now we can go back and do the third path, Ra. Is the password just Ra again? Yeah. Ooh, that's a lot of files of burning coals. All with the wrong file extension. Let's read. Furnace room. A wave of heat hits you immediately as you cross the threshold. You find yourself in a furnace room of some kind. You struggle to keep your eyes open. Throughout the heat haze, you find that below your feet lie hundreds of burning coals. You are barely able to hold one in your hand. Your fingers subtly swell. You struggle to take a clear look at them through the heat haze. There is a familiar sigil on your hand. And there's like skulls in the background. On my hand, I mean, I assume the whole red color lens, right? Because that was linked to that, but it's not here. Oh, there's a picture of my hands as well. Okay, so we get the picture of our hands, and then we have the drawings of the symbol and the drawing of the rune, and I did write it down. That was the rune we saw where we had to rename a file, right? But from the fact that there are errors, that also makes sense. And it says only the heaviest coals will draw answers from flesh. Okay, so we have to find the biggest file. Can we organize? Yes, sort by size. And then, is this the biggest one? This one is 77 kilobytes. And this one on this side is, yeah, okay, 5. So the heaviest one is on up here, 36. We can restore the file to the original state. Okay, what happened to it? Because it kind of went away for a little bit and now it's back. Okay, so do I just rename it to what? Image? Okay, we can look at it now. Fire reveals our truth. More calls like this will suffice. Okay, so I assume we color lens this again. No, nothing here. But more calls like this will suffice. Are there other ones that are the same size? No, those ones are small. And we are still sorting by size. Yes, after that one, they're all quite small. Okay, renaming just a random one, we get an ordinary coal, and it's not on fire. So we need more coals like this. Oh, we can just duplicate? Yeah, there we go. Ah, our hand is burning. You must keep going. Truth requires sacrifice. Okay. Duplicate it again. Your seared flesh spells out the word Stahmat. Okay, well, we had to sacrifice our hand for this. But now we can go into the tomb site. Our poor hand. This puzzle is a bit longer than the others. I warn you though, some stuff may be hard to bear. You must stay focused, okay? We've been warned. I mean, we're getting into fire territory, so I assume we might be going back to what happened to our father. Another chronologue. Okay, I'm convinced I've gone insane. You know what happened to my brother and mocked me for it. I almost threw up when I saw the burnt skin images. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of it was alluding to. I struggle to remember my phone number, and yet I clearly see my brother's skin in my mind. I keep going back to the game's text because I keep forgetting what I have answered or what I have seen. I'm in both disbelief and disgust. If I plan on using this computer any longer, I need to get rid of this program. I feel like an idiot writing this, but if Desktop Explorer is reading this message, I'm uninstalling you. I'm not answering any more of your riddles. The only reason I'm not deleting the entire hard drive is because Max's information is still here. Piss off. Are you keeping it hostage? Are you reading this? Am I stupid to think so? Am I even going to remember this tomorrow? Hello? Okay, so he was starting to be like, yes, this whole thing is messing with me. Desktop Explorer is reading this. He wants to uninstall him. But I assume it's not gonna be so easy, right? I mean, that's why he was looking it up, but it's like, he's here on our start bar. We can't do anything with him, right? We can close him, but that's just have him here. And he's not in the Desktop Explorer folder. He's not in our start bar. Can we go to settings? Okay, that's just general actual settings. But then we can do screensavers. Actually, inspired by the old school screensavers we used to have. We can preview. Okay, and yes, then it just goes through the maze. And there are random bugs. I wonder if there are things hidden in the screensavers at some point. We can't do anything, right? Because as soon as I touch my mouse to any input, I assume, yeah, it's just gonna exit. So this might be just for fun, or maybe there will be something there later. Okay, well, back to this. Pillaged Tomb. Your searing skin starts deforming, and the blisters on your hand contort into weird shapes. It is as if these pashtus could spell words. You lift your gaze and see a path between the heat's mirages. As if following known steps, you stumble upon a small tomb with two sarcophagi. One of them rests with its contents empty. On its feet, a dried-out corpse lays face up, another dead adventurer with a story they can no longer tell. The remaining sarcophagus is closed shut. You can't force it open with your burned hands. You close, inspection finds an epitaph inscribed on the coffin. Okay, so we've got the epitaph as a note file, we have deadly mistake. Okay, so that's a picture of them at the sarcophagus. I don't see the rename it symbol. I was like, I don't see any color change stuff. But then there is an error file, so I assume we need to rename it to image again or at some point it might be like a text file. But yes, we can see what's on the corpse. Help. The scars resemble a visual instruction and a note. Okay, it tells us to use the help. Because we can see about files. Oh, there is the fire symbol here. And there is stuff on here as well. Okay, well, let me read the epitaph while I'm here. My rule brought prosperity as I abided by the will of the gods. However, I do not wish to be remembered if my free, most loyal servants are to be forgotten for their common blood. To the free who have done what no one else could. Record my life as I recounted it in your logs. Understand my vision for a colorful future. Leave notes across the kingdom for my subjects to abide their pages. Whoever wishes to speak my name must first acknowledge my free servants. If you decide on ignoring my desires, then by the same will of the gods that made every flower bloom, your body will rot. Okay, so we have to do things across, like the logs. Is it the ones in the chronologue? Understand my vision for colorful future. I mean, that might be to do with the color lens. Leave notes across the kingdom for my subjects to abide their pages. Not quite sure about this one. But yes, when we inspect the note page with the red lens, third, and lastly, to bring her back, the deadly mistake you now witness shall be compressed and open anew. Okay, so, deadly mistake shall be compressed and open anew. Does it change? It looks the same. But it's definitely something we have to do here. Okay, so in the source code for the Pillaged Tomb story, we get, if only we could read their story again. And then phrase, like, do we need to put here something like the magic phrase before? Like, obviously it's not that, but yeah, magic, nothing happens. Okay, so it's still one of those we have to say a magic word to open the sarcophagus. We just need to figure out what it is. So we know that's the mechanic we have to use. Yeah, whatever phrase you utter must be pronounced perfectly to the letter. So we'll put something here. Now it says, if only we could read their story again. I'm thinking now, of course, I turned the corpse into an image. But now I'm like, maybe it is a thing where we can do it different extensions and it will be something else. So we can do NPG for notepad. Okay, it can also be a notepad file. The corpse's scar below the image reads, this is how you honor the free servants. Okay, but this is just pointing us to the fact that you can turn it into an image. And then can we turn it into an STP for like a more rich story? Yes. As soon as you make contact with the lifeless body, echoes surround your mind. These were the last thoughts. My greed was my demise. I did not understand the pharaoh's wishes, and now I must pay. I will use my remaining strength to scar my skin with the right instructions. May God lead the next adventure to the right path, and have mercy on my soul. You suspect there might be more to find within the lifeless body. Okay, this also has a help section, but now this one doesn't have any symbols. Yeah, their arm is adorned with gruesome image and note, which is the things we've already seen. So whichever thing we pick, in the end it points us to the image, which then points us to the whole, press the help thing, which then gets us to, yes, we can color lens this. So I just need to understand this instruction. Oh, maybe this is the different helps we need to open, the 1, 2, 3, right? So record my life. So we have to open the chronologue and check the help here. Yes, and it has the blue symbol. So first, to fulfill our wishes, the Pillaged Tomb shall contain the phrase, we are incomplete without you. So that's the phrase we need to add to the story. So if we go back to, the Pillaged Tomb, change the source code, and instead of my silly magic, we say, we are incomplete without you. Okay, something has happened. The image has changed for the sarcophagus. The closed sarcophagus shakes violently for a second, answering to your call. As if beginning to awake, its right eye lights up. You fulfill the pharaoh's wishes. Will you honor her legacy next? So then we go to, the thing is pointing at second. Understand my vision for a colorful future. Does the color lens itself have help? Yes, it does. And it has the moon symbol, so yes. Second, to honor her legacy, speak with your newest unusual guide, confess to them your guilt, and absolve yourself from sin. Do I need to talk to you? Please answer truthfully. Did you do everything you could to save your brother? Oh. And I assume the answer to that is going to be no, right? Like, it feels like this is where we're going here. You speak the truth. The only way to overcome your guilt is what will take you away from this temple. You will see soon. Ooh, he's threatening us, except it's not us, it's our uncle, right? But yes, so we have another step. The sarcophagus now 2 eyes are lit. Okay, and then the third one is leave notes across the kingdom for my subject to abide by their pages, and then we check this help And that gives us the red symbol. And yes, the deadly mistake you now witness shall be compressed and open anew. So I was already trying to do it, but maybe I was doing it in the wrong order. So it wasn't reacting. So now compress it. Breathe deep now. Recall your regrets one last time. And now extract it. You won't get what you want without a curse or without losing your mind. We're being attacked. Okay. Hi. Can I close this? Bye. Bye, spooky monster. I don't need to see you. Bye-bye. Okay, but we still need to open the red lockbox in order to progress. Okay, so now we have Pillaged Tomb image, which is the first image of the thing coming out. And it does have a password. Mernith? Okay, well, let's try that then. Stop breathing in my ears, you spooky thing. That wasn't so hard, was it? You're almost there. After this, you can forget everything and rest in the bliss of ignorance. Okay. Okay, go away. We've got a ruby, and it also inside mouth. The mummy appears to have reacted to the tomb being opened, as if obeying a sacred command. Its mouth opens and finally lies still. You reach inside its mouth and grasp a red gem. You know this can't be, but the corpse asks as if it's still breathing. The ruby stone is scorching hot, and its glimmer is quickly overshadowed by your feeling of guilt for desecrating human remains. You regain your composure soon enough, knowing this was a necessary step for your escape. Okay, well, we've got all the 3 stones then. Can you stop breathing in my ear? And yes, all of the paths in the chamber are now done. So if we take the scarab out and all our gemstones, we can now stack them in and something should happen. Potentially spooky. Something is happening. Yep, everything's shaking. The door's opening. The end. Okay, so now we've beat Halibut's Desktop Explorer. So yes, obviously we've been here for a while. It's been quite a still adventure after the initial tutorial. So we've got another Chronologue. This is the first time I've used the computer for journaling. I've been hearing for years that from now on everything will be done for computers. I guess they were right. Since it's a clean slate, I guess I'll recount some of those things that have been going on lately. Everything has been rough to say the least. Things aren't the same with Layla since Maxine's disappearance, let alone her husband's death. Okay, so Layla's our mother that the uncle then was supporting, out of guilt possibly, and Maxine was someone he knew. She gave me the computer since they both frequently used it. She thinks I'll be able to find some information about what happened. And then Maxine, our mother, gave him the computer and she wanted him to find him. So it's not like it was just someone related to the uncle. I highly doubt it, but I couldn't say no to her. Until now, I've just posted an alert on a missing teenager website. Before she left, she recited a poem in Arabic. She doesn't mention her home country often, but she told me that back in Egypt, she used to listen to a lot of poetry on the radio. Okay, so someone from Egypt, which I mean, kind of related to the theme here. She even left me a signed post-it note with a translation in English. I adore the lotus. Stillness unfazed. I admire the fisherman's patience. I cherish the crocodile's surface gaze. They all share a place on the river's bed. The lotus floats as if frozen in time. The fisherman deserves a second chance. Crocodile's eyes reflect my own guilt. All is forgotten on the river's end. Layla Sounder. I hope we will find her soon. Help us find... Yes, okay, so that's the missing person page. Maxine faces Sounder, age 15. Okay, so... I was like, oh, we have an adoption certificate. I thought that was like the uncle has adopted us, but maybe this is about this girl here. So yeah, last seen 1997. Okay, so she was called Maxine Faces Sounder, and then we have Layla Sounder as an email here, which means she was related to who I assume is her mother, right? Like the way he talks about Layla, you know, since her husband's death and all that. So it's like, wouldn't this be our sister then? We were a baby back then, so we don't even remember that. And yes, the email for Halibut is blue. Chain mailer. Yeah, Hall Walter's inbox. So that's our uncle's email. So yes, lots of insurance forms, quest chart, account password reset. We've been to his quest chart like he was driving around to our mother's house and then to the arts college. Then Hook, Line, Sinker, that sounds like a fishing magazine. No money, let's probe. You want sweepstakes? Okay, scam. Help us find this. That's the yearly update on your report. I assume no updates. Okay, well, we know who he was looking for now. And we can add a new entry to our journal as well. This must have been terrible. I don't know if Uncle Hal finished this game. Even if he did, he wouldn't remember any of it. Ignorance is bliss, right? It's all suffering. We barely talked about my dad, and when we did, I never blamed him for anything. Now I know he never forgave himself. Desktop Explorer reminded him of this and made him forget everything else, including me. Why? His thoughts on me, our family, and people I don't even know about, they all seem to revolve around guilt. The only thing I can be sure of are that Max is lost, Layla and Hal were looking for her, and this computer was supposed to help find her. Did the stress from Desperate Explorer influence my uncle's dementia? Did it rob me of him? Max user's profile is here, but it seems Uncle Hal never unlocked it. I need to access it. Did Max create Desktop Explorer? Did she download it? Does it have to do with her disappearance? Regardless of the truth, I now know how to proceed. Well, before we go and start looking at it, we still have credits. Desktop Explorer, thank you for playing. Please enjoy the trophy image. As a token of your achievement for completing this adventure, the real prize is the knowledge obtained for overcoming this challenge. Okay, well, we have the trophy. Yay, number 1 with the notebook. But we also have looking back, cursed image. Yep, that's the burned man in the cave. Spooky. Stop looking at me. Go away. Even closing this made the computer act weird. And now it's a quiet shore. Ah, he's disappeared now. Okay. Well, and we still get escaped. With the gems in the rightful place, an exit to the surface has opened on the roof. You stretch your arms and reach the opening. You finally breathe fresh air for the first time since delving into the cave. A brief look back down sends chill down your spine. A familiar face blends with the darkness of the hole you climbed out. After rubbing your eyes, though, you find yourself staring at the jagged surface of one of the code's dark boulders. The cave and temple are nowhere in sight. With each step down the shore, you forget more and more details of what you just lived. Was any of this real? Your pulse slows down with the soothing sound of ocean waves. When the heart can't take any more grief, it's always best to forget. The end. Is it the end? Any secrets? Okay, nothing here. Any secrets? No. Okay. Just in case. Just in case. But that means we probably have the information we need to recover her password. I mean, we have the dinosaur. I don't know if there was more we needed. So now we need to log out and go to Maximus and recover password, and her favorite was the Stegosaurus. Okay, what does the first letter of my future school name stand for? That was the CMAA, and the name for the school was Cascadia? Yes, what is my middle name? Her full name is Maxine Phasa Sounder, so it's Phasa. Profile successfully recovered. Password no longer necessary. Okay, so next time we will be digging all in to the missing girl's profile. She's got like some sort of band background, the sweaters. We've got downloads documents, the web surfer. I assume she has her own history of the web. Next rooms. And something about the screensavers. So yes, that might be coming back in a chronologue. But it's been quite a while, longer than I expected, to go through all of the stuff in Halibut and actually get this recovered profile. So we will get back into this next time. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Share your thoughts in the comment, and if you enjoyed, consider liking or subscribing. As always, thank you to channel members for supporting the channel, and I will see you soon, back on some other cursed adventure.